Okay, so we're going to go on to step number 3. Step 1 was read through your instructions. Step 2 was the research proposal. Now I'm going to be talking about the outline and sources sheet that is due on Friday, May 15th. It is worth 50 points of your overall assignment. So by this point, what you have done is you've read through the project instructions, you have chosen your person that you are going to research, and you have completed your research proposal. I have created my own research proposal on Catherine of Aragon. You can see that I have my sentence, my links, my paragraph, and the 3 questions that I hope to answer in my research. The next step to complete are the research questions. These questions are designed to help you get the right information that you need in order to complete your research paper. Again, the central question is at the top. How has the person that you have researched affected history and our daily lives? You then go through each of the questions, making sure that while you go, you are actually keeping track of your sources, all right? So here's the important thing, you guys. A lot of times what will happen is you'll either just Google this question and look at what is coming from Google specifically. Again, Google is not a resource. Google is a search engine. You actually have to click links and open them up in order to get the right information. While you are doing that, if you find answers you like on certain websites, you need to record the following information for every single site that you used. Who wrote it? What's the title of the article or the website page? Who's the publisher or the company who's supporting this? When was it published? This is normally towards the bottom of the website. And then what's the link, right? If I want to go check out the website that you're using, what do I click? You can just copy and paste that here. Some websites, if you're really lucky, like history.com, they actually outline this for you at the very bottom of the page. They are like, hey, here's all the information that you need to cite. Some aren't as nice, so you'll have to actually look through it. And there is a pattern, so eventually we can talk about that on a one-to-one basis. So if you have questions, you need to contact me about that. But just know that you can find normally most of this information on the website. So when you answer the research questions, my best advice is that you actually answer them in complete sentences. Who is the person you choose to study? Well, I'm studying Catherine of Aragon, Queen of England. When were they born and where? Well, she was born on, etc. And so you'll notice that I took my time with my questions. Some of them are long, some of them are short, right? The answers kind of differ according to whatever they need to be. The more thorough you are, the more you'll have for your papers. The very last page of the research question is a focus notes template. You are answering the essential question with notes that you're taking that are additional to this. So it's not necessarily the same. So for example, I might have mentioned her parents' names up above, but who are they actually? I took notes on that. She was married once before. Well, what happened there, right? Life between, her first husband and her second husband, what happened there? This is information that is specifically for the person I am researching, right? So when you get to your research questions and you are finding the notes here, what you're doing is finding information that is going to be useful to you when trying to explain who this person was. And then, of course, you'll have your summary where you answered the essential question. How was she able to affect our life? How was she able to affect history? Well, here we go. While I am doing all of this research, again, I'm filling in my bibliography template. So here's what I can show you. My first one, last name of the author, first name. This is the article title. This is the company. Here's the date it was published. It goes day, month, and year. And here's the link. Author, you know what? There wasn't one listed, so this author is unknown. But here's the article title. Here's the company that published it. It was last updated in 2020. It didn't give me a month or a day. That's fine. And here's the link. So sometimes this information will be lacking. However, it is very rare for a title to be lacking. So don't just put unknown for that. It's very rare for a publisher or a company to be lacking. What's the main website, right? History.com? Well, guess what? They're run by a history organization. The date published, if you can't find a specific date published, you guys, look at the last year it was updated for copyright. Some websites basically just do an overall update when they were applying for like, hey, this is copyrighted as of 2012 or whatever it is. And so just keep in mind that that date is acceptable as well. And then again, the link, that should never be missing because it's a link online. So all of this is something that you can look at a little bit closer. You are going to turn in your bibliography, so just the template filled in, and your research questions, all right? So you are turning the research questions and the template in as part of step number, basically 3 and 4. So you're doing the research questions and the template along with your rough draft. All right, so this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. You have already turned in your proposal. You did your research questions now. You have your rough draft of your template. I'm also asking you to take what you have researched and put it into this outline. I do not need a full-on paper yet. I just want this outline filled in. So this is the outline for your research paper. Again, you need to have your hook, your transition, your thesis. You can look through this. This is just examples of what you might want to do to start off with. Tell me who you're choosing, etc. And then the same questions that you just researched are placed in the best order for you to complete the research paper. You should put your answers in these boxes. Now, here's why I said you should take your time with these research questions. Because I was so thorough in my answers to the research questions, when I filled in my handout, I was actually able to kind of copy and paste some of the things in there. Not all of them, but some of it. Some of it was like, all right, cool, I already have this done. So again, if you do the research questions properly, you can fill this in very easily. It took me about 5 minutes to do this with some alterations. The more work you put in here, the less work you have to do on this outline. So here's what you should turn in by the end of this deadline. So again, this is all due on Friday, May 15th. You are turning in your questions, your bibliography, and your outline. That's it, all right? And it all ties back to how well you do this paper right here.